guys, so I'm going to answer some of your questions about my weight loss. I am so sunburnt, so don't let my lips distract you. But, okay, so since I've, like, met Ashley, cut back on alcohol significantly, and I want to, like, go into that a little more detail. Here's what I did. So initially, I've always been a beer drinker. I love beer. I love craft beer. I love beer in general. But I can drink like almost any man under the table with beer because it goes down so easy for me. So that was making me pack on a lot of weight. No matter how much I work out or my diet, drinking a lot of beer, you're going to gain weight. So then I started switching to liquor. Well, liquor drinks, obviously I would get drunk a lot faster, and then I would want beer because I'd be like, all right, now I'm feeling good, and now, I want to switch to beer. So I was still drinking beer because I wasn't following my, rules when I would be drunk. You know what I mean? So I have found that seltzers are like kind of my sweet spot. I don't love fruity drinks, so I don't drink very many seltzers. I'll have I would say 3 has been my kind of sweet spot. It's enough if I'm going to be drinking, and when we went on the boat trip, I have set it to only occasions like that, or maybe a Saturday night out or whatever. But drinking seltzers, I don't know if it's just because they're sweeter or what, but they tend to fill me up really quickly. And so I don't drink as many of them. And then, of course, just the self-control part of it too. But if you're like me and you love alcohol and alcohol loves you back, it can be hard to find something that works for you if you want to be able to continue, enjoying alcohol in a more healthy way. So for me, seltzers seem to be kind of what does it for me. And we were gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I drank I think I got a 12 pack. And that lasted me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I think I had one left. Because I just don't drink as many of them. And that was a fun special occasion, but I haven't been drinking pretty much outside of that. Or like I said, a date night. So that's been huge. And I cut back on that a while ago. And in addition, since early July, I've been doing portion control is huge for me. Here's the thing. I'm a binger. I'm a binge drinker. I'm a binge eater. I am a binge exerciser. Anything I do over the top. Moderation is not something I'm good at. It's something I struggle with. And binging is that's been my lifestyle for a long time. It's something I'm very aware of and I've tried to work on. But I'll tell you something that I found to be true for me. When your mental health is in a better place, it's a lot easier to get your physical health in a better place. I didn't even realize, that my mental health and my emotional health were struggling as bad as they were. And were in such bad shape until I made, big changes in relationships, people, places that I was going. And I'm trying to use this filter, but it's just not having it. So whatever. Since taking control of my mental and emotional health, the physical part has been so much easier. It's when you're happy and you're with someone who's also happy and takes care of themselves and wants to take care of themselves, it's so much easier to make better choices, to not binge things to fill a void. So yeah, I mean, I think mental and emotional health is huge when it comes to your physical health, and the ease that it kind of making it easier on yourself. It's also like who you surround yourself with. Like, I was in a relationship for a long time where it's like we bonded over food and alcohol, and that's not the case anymore. And I'm not saying that's a really bad thing. I'm saying it wasn't healthy for me because I wasn't happy like that. And so I was struggling with my mental and emotional shit and not really fully able to tackle the physical part. Anyway, on top of the alcohol stuff, mindful eating. So like the binging, I am doing more mindful eating, more, portion control. It's a hard cycle to break, with the, like, when I'm done or I'm full, I stop eating. And I grew up in one of those houses where it was like, you don't leave the table till you eat all your food, right? So it is a hard cycle to break, even as you grow into an adult. But that's something I've really been working on, is like when I'm done and I'm full, I stop. Whereas I used to like binge and then I'd be sick and feel so sick to my stomach and then not want to even eat breakfast the next day because I'd be like, oh, I don't feel good. And then, I'd eat a huge lunch and a huge dinner later in the day, just not in control. So more mindful eating as far as when I'm done, I'm stopping. More, protein packed and whole food, like nutrient dense meals. Like yesterday I had that skillet. It had broccoli, it had quinoa, it had eggs, it had onions. I don't know where it cut me off, but it had eggs, it had onions, it had beans, it had like really just whole yummy food in it. And you'll be surprised that fills you up a lot quicker. And like I couldn't finish it, so I still wanted something sweet. So I ate half of my chocolate chip cookie and then I gave the rest to Jordan and Izzy to share. So it's like just doing stuff like that. Normally I would eat the whole chocolate chip cookie just because, and we're not talking like a Chips Ahoy. It was like a big, thick chocolate chip cookie, but I was full for my meal. I knew I wanted something a little bit sweet. So I just took a bite of half, gave the rest away. And then, between that, drinking extra water, and then cutting out shit. Like if we go out to eat, which we do a lot less, Sash and I, we cook at home a lot. Like if we go to Mexican, I don't get a drink, I don't get chips. I just eat my meal and stop when I'm full. So, my go-to meal at Mexican restaurant, your girl loves a fried chimichanga. I want the red sauce, I want the queso on it. I want the rice and the beans, but I would normally also drink like 2 margaritas and eat a basket of chips with salsa and queso and all of that. Well, that's hundreds and hundreds of extra calories that were empty, and then I would still want to finish my food. So just not even ordering a drink. The chips, I'm just not it's not that hard for me to skip over the chips. I'm like, normally I would just eat them because they're there though. And then I can eat, my fried chimichanga and not feel sick before I even get to it. And finish, I think I'll eat like 3/4 of it. And then I stop when I'm done. It's all just like, I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff. And it feels like it would be really hard. But when your mental health is in a good spot, I'm telling you guys, it's like a world of a difference. Also, stuff like this. I'm parking as far away as possible from wherever I'm going, so I can get those extra steps in. And then, when I get my stuff back to the car, I'm still gonna have to walk to bring the buggy back. So it's like, even just stuff like this, parking farther away, taking the stairs over the elevator, all those little changes add up. Do y'all ever just like, when you're the pedestrian, be like, hit me, bitch, I dare you? And then whenever you're the driver and there's a pedestrian, you're like, I'll hit you, bitch. And then you wonder if you're both saying the same thing and thinking the same thing. Because same. This bitch almost just hit me in her car and I wanted to be like, hit me, bitch. And I guarantee she was probably like, bitch, I'll hit you. So I made these little these little guys for my lunch for the next few days. And I just bought a little charcuterie set.